Okay. Everybody know the context of the elevator story? Everybody's heard the elevator stories about Steve Jobs? Yeah. Okay, that's what I mean by it. Surprise, surprise. So let me explain. There's a story about, it's sort of lore, that nobody would want to go on a ride in aisle 1, which is the main campus building, with Steve, because you get in the elevator, the first thing he does is he asks, who are you, he talks to you. Kind of scary, but he'll talk to you and he'll ask you who you are, what you're doing, what your deal is, and you need to be able to answer. Because the rumor, the lore is he did that to somebody, and the person kind of gave him a half-assed answer, and that person was then fired. That's the story. I don't know if it's true. Probably true, because a lot of us were fired many times by Steve. That happens all the time. It's like, oh, you fired this week? Yes, good. That means you're pushing, and your boss. So, I used to ride an elevator all the time. I always was prepared to have a conversation. And I think thinking that way and going through life and thinking about that you always want to be prepared to have a conversation to explain why you are there, what value are you providing, and what you're doing is really, really important. It means you're not afraid of elevator rides. You're not afraid to deal with anybody who comes and asks you a question about your product, because you're always ready for it, because you're thinking about what your current value is, what you're trying to accomplish, and you have your elevator pitch ready. And that pitch is not just to me, there's the product elevator pitch. That's interesting. The more valuable thing is what's your personal pitch? What is your soul? Why are you doing what you're doing? That's more personal. So I've ridden up it many times with Steve. I mean, I even was stupid enough once when he was coming up and the door started closing, is I held the door and it's like, I had a chance to just let the door close. Even though I've been in elevators had that happen. And I didn't, because I wasn't worried. And I think if you can operate that way and think about the fact that you might be asked at any moment, I mean, you're getting great exposure to amazing people. Tim, the access you're getting is huge. A couple of things. Don't get cocky, but don't be afraid. Be you. Let your soul go through. And think about it. Prepare for it. Think that it's going to happen. And figure out what your value is,